He sold $500,000 worth of books last year. From the comfort of his home, he purchased books from Amazon.com and resold them on Amazon.com for a profit. In this video, we're going to go over his story, how he got started selling used books, how he learned how to flip books the way he does. He does it a little bit different than other online arbitrage booksellers. He does seasonal flips, which means he's always staying ahead of the curve. He's looking out for Halloween books. He's looking out for Christmas books, Easter books, Ramadan books, textbooks, high school books, all these different types of books. So we're going to go over his story, how he got started, why he got started. And now you're financially free as well, Victor, right?
That's right. That's correct.
So you're just doing this to add icing on the cake. You're doing this for fun now.
I am. I'm trying to have the house on top of the hill.
Yeah. So what got you into this?
Remember actually, like when I was in college, I bought some, I had college textbooks, right? And I remember selling them back to the bookstore and being really frustrated that I'm selling this book I bought for $100 and they're giving me like $30 for it, right? And I'm like, well, I just bought it from you last semester and I didn't highlight the book at all, right? I treated it really well. And they're like, yeah, $30, sorry. And I just remember being kind of frustrated. And then in January, showing back up and buying my new books and actually saw my old textbook there now selling for double the price. And I was like, what? They were selling for 60. They didn't do anything to that book, right? They didn't dust it. It's been dustier. It's just been sitting there and now it's double the price. Yeah. So I as an entrepreneur, I remembered that. I'm like, okay, if I ever need a hustle, textbooks are a great hustle. And so when I was looking for things to sell on Amazon, because I really like the structure of Amazon where you could like send in things and once they sell, you don't have to like send them off. Amazon will do that for you. I was like, okay, well, they're willing to do books. Oh, I know a great way to do Amazon with books, right? So I immediately started buying textbooks even before knowing what Keepa was. I didn't even know what Keepa was when I was first starting. I would buy just because I knew of this like dip in prices in December because I was a student, college student. Mm-hmm. So I would just buy some books off of eBay, just knowing that these prices are about to spike with no data at all, just knowing that these were going to spike, bought those books. And my first round of it, my first January season, I sold like $40,000 worth of books and I was addicted. And so,
that's crazy. That's so how much did you spend to do 40,000?
Less than like 16,000, maybe like $16,000 of, I remember it was like about 6 years ago, but yeah, about there. And then sold like 40 something thousand and knew that this was legitimate. You can make really good money from it. And, from that point on, I just tried my best to help out other people do that while I also build.
So how much did you do like your first year then? What would you say?
My first year, a little over 300,000. Wow. My second year also was right at like 400,000. So it was like 400,000 for like the first 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're operating like what, a 30% margin ish?
About 30% margin. Yeah. So right around 30%. So it was good money. Unfortunately I had a government job that I had a top secret clearance in. And so I couldn't really show my face. So the only thing I could really do was start a Facebook group and help out others without showing my face. So people were like, there's this like secret Facebook group with this guy who I don't even know who he is. It's helping out people, right? So and it wasn't until this like a year and a half ago I finally quit my job, and now I'm able to go on camera more because I don't have that job anymore.
Yeah. So you've probably done about what, 600K in profit lifetime, if not more. 800K. So
probably around 700K, enough to buy like 3 houses. So I have 3 houses paid off and I'm working on the 4th.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So selling books was like a big step for you to get to financial freedom.
Oh yeah. So my goal was to like retire early within maybe like a 15 years. I ended up doing it in like 7.5 because of books. So I thought I was just going to be able to do it with my job, right? Like investing in the stock market and have savings for my regular job. But with with books, I mean, it just skyrocketed really quickly because there's just so much opportunities with books.
Yeah. So somebody who wants to do 100K in profit, like how much money should they have if they want to do it in like their first year, let's say? Like how much money should you have ready to spend? How much money should you expect to spend? If somebody wants to make 100K on the side, which sounds weird saying, but like if you're working a job, you're
Yeah.
making 150K a year, you're making 40K a year, you're making 50K or whatever you're making. If you want to make an additional X amount, let's just say 100K, because that's what you did.
Yeah.
What type of capital would you recommend starting out, and what actions do they need to take to get to that 100K?
So you think that it's not just one spend, right? Because what you're trying to do is buy these books and then flip the money over and over again. So it's
Right.
not necessarily you need, $50,000 tomorrow to start this business.
Yeah.
I'd say you could legitimately start for around like $3,000. And what you're doing is buying 10 books a day. So what you want to do is try to buy 10 books a day under like $15 in cost. And so you want to buy and buy and buy. And then when you finally use all of your money that you have, wait for those books to start to sell and then start to snowball it, right? Where you're now having $4,000 or $5,000 in profit. And now you're able to buy even more books from that. But I'd say that if you were to buy 10 books a day at about, $12 to $15, $12 to $16 in cost, you can easily get to 100,000. My biggest seasons are high school and college. High school and Christmas books. So both of those are really great times for me. But I buy books all year long. So does that help? Did I explain that?
Yeah,
Okay.
100%. That makes it really simple. So if you guys are interested in learning like the exact steps on how to do this, we shot another video. I'll link that below, step by step, how to find the books. And also there's tons of different strategies in finding books. Like obviously I teach going to thrift stores, estate sales. Like there's booksellers that do hundreds of thousands just with closeouts. There's consignment book businesses, but even within the online arbitrage space, there's people like Victor who do seasonal book flips, but then there's Joji who really looks a lot more for just books that have those random price drops. And then there's people that only do textbook arbitrage. So there's a lot of different ways to do online book arbitrage. 10% of sales are 10% of sales on Amazon are book sales, which is a huge, huge number. There's a crazy amount of books you can find on Amazon that are far too cheap and resell them on Amazon for a profit. So if you guys are interested in learning more about this, join Victor's Facebook group, Seasonal Book Arbitrage. We'll link that below. It's 100% free. And in there, you can ask questions, network with people, see what they're doing, see what's working for other people. And thanks, Victor, for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
100%.